this even recording? Oh, it is. Scuffed.
Don't
Cool.
scuff it, don't worry.
No, it's not scuffed. We're good. So while we wait for Zaf to
I'm
do
done.
God knows what the fuck he's doing.
I'm actually done.
So I have something to tell you. It's not that. It's not. It's not exciting. Well, it's kind of cool. But I didn't tell you about it, and I kind of just didn't want to tell anybody. I'm hyping this up. It's probably not as cool as it actually is, until like we did stuff. But so Costner hit me up like 5 days ago, like just to play games or something. And,
No way. Okay.
okay. And obviously my PS4 isn't plugged in, so we were just talking about random stuff, and he was like, "Oh, I want to write like a guide for MK," and I was curious as to what extent of a guide he wants to write. But like, so I had like a brainstorm sesh like yesterday or 2 days ago. I don't remember, on like breaking down on what we want to do. And
Which MK though?
MK11.
Current MK?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's gonna be a lot of things that like go across everything, I guess. Because like, obviously guides are kind of, I don't want to say overdone, but like people do guides, but I feel as for somebody like me, they wouldn't be in depth enough, right? So we basically, I should like pull it up for myself, but we basically have it like in like just three basic sections, like beginner, intermediate, advanced, and like going from like literally like never played a fighting game level player before, or like straight button masher that doesn't know what they're doing, to like things that me and you and like other high level top players would be doing. And like one of the things we want to do is actually get somebody that's never played before to work with us, to see if when we have stuff written out, like if it's actually like
Viable.
basic enough to that like the average person will understand, right? So like in like, let's say the beginner section, it's not fully fleshed out, but it's basically like things nobody thinks about, right? Like the basic thing of like what the goal of the match is, what the buttons are, whatever, but like how, like what normals are, what specials are, how you go into specials, like blocking, like just whatever, the super basic like stuff that people won't think of, but like also like how the combo system works, and like just random shit that like we'd pay no mind to because like we've played fighting games for like 20 years or something. Yeah, up into like advanced level stuff, like super high level stuff, in the sense of like the example I gave was like, if you make the read on Jackie doing a dash punch in a string, you can make the read that she's going to do that in like duck and full punish.
Yeah, exactly.
But like making those types of reads and stuff. Yeah, and I had some other things I put in like an extra section because they might apply to the end, but it's basically the one thing I had was like mindsets and how to learn were like the two biggest things, because I think if you can teach somebody how to learn, then like the possibilities are endless, as opposed to like reading something that's black and white on a screen and then not trying yourself, right? Like not trying to vary from that. So I think it'd be something that's really cool. My like thought behind it, at least, is to have like each section fully broken down in writing, and then each section broken down with a script on a video.
Okay.
So yeah, because for me at least, if somebody writes out something like, for example, when I was learning Demo Sonya negative edge cancels, like me reading it didn't do anything until I saw somebody do the combo, so I know what it looks like. So I mean, obviously some people learn differently, like they're better at the more like text, and other people are way like visual. So yeah, I think it'll be pretty sick. Like it's kind of a big undertaking, but I don't really care about competing, so
yeah, it's something to put your something else to put your effort into.
Yeah, be more fun, you know. Yeah.
So, what would you say would be like the difference between what you and Costner want to do versus what Raptor's doing?
Um, that's a good question. So like, I feel like when I look at Raptor stuff, for me, at least, his is more just like raw data on things, which is really good, and B&Bs, but like that's kind of it. I If there's a section for how to play the game, I literally don't know if that exists or not because I would never
Yeah,
click that.
there is, and there's sections on how to fight a character, and it'll be like
Interesting.
if it like exactly what you're talking about, like with Jackie. This character might like to do this at this point.
Yeah,
Here's your options to doing this. So
yeah, that's sick. I don't know. I think I would have to look at Raptor site for that stuff, but I just want to be like really thorough with everything, like even the most like the easiest things.
okay,
Yeah, because I mean, new people don't really play fighting games often, and if they
okay,
do, they don't know how to learn, or they'll like, for example, like a new person will come to a weekly or something, and like they're like, oh, like for Montreal, for example, they're like, oh, like I've seen Hayate play, like I want to be as good as him, which is like awesome, great. But then you come to a weekly and you don't know how to play the game, and then you play against somebody like me or you, who like gets top 32 at tournaments and they get destroyed and they just get demoralized. So I think like having kind of more stepping stones, and we we haven't we haven't really put much thought into it yet because it was only like a 30-minute conversation, but we want to have kind of a way to um, gauge it in like milestones. So like obviously if you're, let's say, like an intermediate level player, you won't want to do the beginner stuff, but like if you're starting from like a day one, like I just bought the game, never played a fighting game, you can like follow something in like a milestone like level guide to know when you're at the next like tier, for lack of a better term, I guess.
I want you to remember because we're not gonna forget it because of how I'm doing this, but
Okay.
I want you to remember what you're talking about right now, milestones. That it
Yeah, okay. That's fine. Yeah.
because yeah, when I asked you what the difference is, I think you nailed it bang on because the difference is he's giving you tons and tons and tons of raw data. But what you don't necessarily see on his page is like the how to learn, micro adjustments.
Yep.
He's just giving you like the textbook if you are already like into it and you know how to like do it.
Yeah.
If you're a beginner, you can still go to the site because there are beginner sections for combos and for like learning how to fight a character, still beginner guides. But I think like I understand just because I know you what you're trying to nail with how you're making these guides.
Yeah.
I think that not to say to copy his format or to shadow him or anything at all, but if if you look at it this way, if you look at it like just a school, there's many different ways you can look at it in terms of schools. So there's like schools of different disciplines. If you just consider like playing fighting games as a school of discipline, then uh, like look at it like martial arts. There's all kinds of dojos for different martial arts, but even within a certain martial art like Taekwondo, you're going to go to a dojo and there's going to be a sensei who's going to teach you like straight traditional Taekwondo
Yeah.
textbook, doesn't change. It's been this way for 600 years. You might even learn things that no longer make sense. But then you'll go and you'll find a Taekwondo that might like try to adapt to like today's standards.
Yeah.
So I can see I actually feel like I see a lot of that in what clans are in a sense. And I'm not saying that that's what you guys are doing, but
No, no,
just
no.
like
I know what you mean.
clans sometimes feel like disciplines when you join them depending on how they are.
Yeah. I mean,
And
I'm.
like
Yeah.
and martial arts is another thing. Like you can't really be like, well, this person's like this way, I mean, this good at fighting now, so he's getting this belt. It's more like how you display your knowledge. So, in the same way that martial arts, you get raised in certain levels with belts and dans, and just however else they do it. And then after you get that, you go on to the better and harder stuff. It's maybe there's a way for you guys to do that.
Yeah.
Like you set up like a first to five, and it's not like, well, if you do this good, this is what you get. You kind of already have like a predetermined like checklist for just what, like, okay, you're like a beginner. What would make you an intermediate? Well, an intermediate would be maybe someone who would not necessarily anti-air all the time, but what you can
Like
maybe think
they can understand
like,
the
oh,
concept of what that
they're
is.
yeah, like, they're no longer just mashing or, like,
Yeah.
all the time. They're like, okay, they're walking, they're blocking, they're not mashing all the time. Maybe, like, that can be considered, okay, that's on the checklist. You kinda have, like, 2 people, like, test this person in a sense. One, like, kind of watching their, like, hands and how they play to make sure, like, they're not, like, mashing. Only after, like, the first, like, demonstration, if you will. And then the
Yeah.
second is just, through analyzing the match.
Yeah. What's
Or
funny?
maybe okay,
No,
go.
no, no. Go first. Go first.
No, I was just gonna say you probably don't even need someone to watch their hands. You can just tell after like how
Yeah.
they play. But like it would be cool if like yeah, you follow maybe something like how martial arts do it. And again, because like again, it's not just like saying, oh, this person is like a black belt in Taekwondo, he's automatically gonna be able to beat these people up. That's not what like that milestone means. It's kind of like you've attained the knowledge and you're shown that you can express it. So, but are you going to do that every time? You don't know, but you've shown that it's
Yeah.
possible. So that gives you like the marker.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. All I was gonna say, it's funny that you brought up anti-airing because that's actually a section we have for intermediate.
Well, yeah, because you have
Yeah.
to like think of it realistically. Is that something that like they're gonna be doing all the time?
No.
Not if they don't know the ground game and how it works, how you are supposed to move. Just when jumps actually occur. Like
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Like even understanding a situation where somebody would want to jump
so,
is a thing.
there's something that like because I have both worlds. There's something that you learn a lot early on, and that's judging distances in martial arts, knowing like when you're actually safe. Like you're basically taught like if someone's like standing 10 feet away from you and saying I'm gonna come running kick you in the face, like you shouldn't be like have your hands
Yeah.
up
Yeah.
like let's go. If anything, you should like try to get out of that because like you don't want to fight. But the point is, if someone's even 5 feet away, you shouldn't show them like your intent. Like you shouldn't necessarily like put like your arms up to like fight. It's something that like I don't know. It's something that just like flows,
Yeah.
and that's like you know.
Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah. I think it'll be like a cool, pretty cool thing to work on outside of like me just grinding stuff in WoW. So different change of pace.
No, it's definitely a good project to work on. Um, it was something that like I already talked to you about, and that's using like this platform as like a means to like also track projects that we do uh, work on or want
Yeah.
to work on. And you bringing that up today is like perfect. So like next time we
True.
do this, if there's progress, we can discuss it, and then like again over time
Yeah.
through watching this, even if we go back and look at it ourselves, we'll be like, shit, look at how small you were back then, and if there's growth,
Yeah. For sure.
that's just a means to track it. And I don't even know if it's like as much like doing it for like accountability, because if you're like preaching it, like in a way, that's like even more motivation to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Should be sick. But who knows? I gotta make time, dude. I'm busy. Smile.
So there was also, since we're still on this subject, I remember you telling me earlier in the week that there was something relating to like maybe a video you watched or to something you read because you were just talking about like micro adjustments, and you're like there was something about micro adjustments that like you wanted to talk about. I'm not sure if you learned something
I
new
don't remember at
or
all.
you don't remember.
Oh my
That's
god.
fine. It's actually fine.
No, now I'm actually curious because I remember.
You don't ever write these things down. Just any random thoughts.
Have
You know what
you
you should. You know what you should do
have you
since
met me?
I know since you don't like doing that. You should just you have like an app or something, or you can probably just do it on your phone. Just open up your camera, record
Oh
yourself,
yeah, yeah.
and just have voice clips and go back and listen to them. You'll probably be like, listen to this dumb idea I had, and just like You probably have so many stupid voice clips.
Captain's log, dude.
Seriously, dude. You should, yeah, seriously, make a captain's log. Try that.
Oh, wait, okay, I found it. I found it.
You
So
actually
basic,
found something
yeah,
about
yeah,
micro
yeah. I
adjustments?
literally just searched micro in our convo and I found it. It's actually crazy because never mind. I'm just kidding. I'll just let you assume where I was gonna go with that. But
Anyway.
um, no, it was basically related to like that's loud as hell. Um, like like to Valorant specifically because we did talk about it, but
Okay, okay.
wait, do you remember where I'm going with this? Like,
I think we'll see when you eventually get there.
oh, okay. It was basically due to like ranking and deranking are on the same level. Um, so basically, like for those who don't know the way like Riot stuff works, the ranks will go from like each division has like three ranks in it. So like gold 1, gold 2, gold 3, and then after gold 3, it'll be plat 1, 2, 3, diamond 1, 2, 3, immortal 1, 2, 3, and then radiant. Um, so basically, like obviously the goal is to place how high you want, but like realistically, the rank is just there to like put you in matches with people that are supposed to be around equal skill, and the rank is completely meaningless. So like, I guess the more micro adjustments thing is like, let's say, I mean, this happened to me, but I got to plat 3 and then lost a couple games. I got to plat 2, but I was just like floating around plat 2 and plat 3, and like my rank, I don't care, but it's like people like focusing too much on like the rank of something and not like the for, like to not sound cheesy, but like the journey to get to where you want to be, right? Like I used to care just about the end goal and not the median, like at all. I didn't care about the middle part, but now the middle part is actually more exciting than the end goal. So yeah, like so I even had a conversation with somebody who finally came to the realization that they know what they're doing wrong and how to fix it,
Damn.
which is good, but it's like not people don't come to those realizations. And even though that's not really that's more of a mindset thing and not like an actual micro adjustment. A micro adjustment in my mind in a sense for let's say Valorant would be like if you take an angle on one round and you get killed in that angle, the next round you don't take the same angle, right? Because then the person will still be peeking you at the same angle, assuming you're gonna go there. And like if you do the same thing like 2 times in a row and the person kills you both times, like you deserve it.
Yep.
But I mean, it still relates to fighting games where, like, let's say I put you in a block string and your reaction is to jump, and I anti-air you, and then I do the same thing, and you jump again. Like, I'm just gonna keep doing the same thing until you learn, and then if you never
Yep.
make the adjustment, you just lose.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it's really cool, like finding the little things in your play for whatever game you play that have like the big impact. Cause like where you're at isn't going to be where you're at forever if you take the time to actually fix the small things, which is sick. I don't remember if I wanted to elaborate more on that. I just think that, like, now I don't know if it's because I'm like almost boomer levels of old or something, but like learning stuff is actually super sick. Whereas before, I didn't care about learning anything, and I felt like I should just know it, you know. But yeah, no, the learning stuff is sick.
No, we just had to like experience enough like failure to be like, oh shit, this is
True.
how it actually works.
True. Yeah.
You can't just always just like keep winning. There has to be like a reason for it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, it's sick. I don't know, like that's not a thing people like account for ever, but it can be applied to everything, not even video games. Like just anything, like even day to day life stuff, right? And now I wouldn't really say it's like I don't want to say it's not really a micro adjustment; it's a straight up adjustment. But if you go from drinking like soft drinks all the time to just drinking water, that's like
Yeah, exactly.
it's a small adjustment that has like a insane impact for your body, right? So
Exactly.
yeah, it's cool. But I mean, people are lazy, and it goes to everything. I mean, I'm a very lazy person.
So there's a trick and it's called compounding.
Okay, is that wait, wait
It's
before you tell me what it is? Is that just doing thing? Okay, never mind. Go. I'm gonna see if it's the same thing. I'm thinking of a different
No,
word. I'm thinking of a different
I
word.
I, I actually want to hear like your guess,
Okay,
if you don't,
so
if you mind.
my thought to that is like chunking in a fighting game when you want to learn a combo. I don't know. It's probably not the same thing, but doing like small things in little like making learning to do things in small parts instead of trying to do everything at once. I don't know if that's what that is, but that's what my first thought was to that. So, do you need me to give you an example of what I mean by that, like for real world purposes?
Well, for artificial world purposes, for all the gamers, your definition of chunking would be you're trying to learn a Marvel vs. Capcom 3 combo, and it's like a 45-second long combo because that's the game. So you learn the first 5 seconds until you mastered it, add like
Yeah.
5 seconds, and you keep going. That's not what.
Okay.
I mean, maybe it is. But the thing is, combining the just several micro adjustments, but the fact is that like they lead into and after each other.
Okay.
So one thing would be and I guess this is just like if I take my book out because something I like taught myself to learn, right? Um, say we take your example of wanting to stop drinking soda. We actively say we're going to drink more water. Boom. So that's one micro adjustment we want to make. But say we want to just get fit, but we're like we want to just like get our body into like maybe a better shape first before making a huge
Yeah.
commitment to working out. So what you do is every time you go to get like a cup of water to drink, you do 10 push-ups.
Right.
So that would be compounding, 2
Okay.
micro
Okay.
adjustments that
Okay.
you do at the same time like that. But it's not just like, "Oh, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, 10 push-ups." You
Yeah.
do
Yeah. Yeah.
things that make sense
Together,
that go
right?
with one another,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
because then it triggers you to always wanna do it because it's like, "Shit, I wanna do push-ups." Oh, so you go to do them, but you're like, "I'm gonna drink water now anyway," and that's never a bad thing to do.
Isn't that like
You train yourself to do this. It's called yeah, it's what?
what's the what's the thing called?
Tom Atomic Habits? That's the book that I
No, no.
I learned this from.
Okay, so not that, but um, I don't remember what the thing is called, but you know, like the experiment with the cat with the bell, like with the food you get paid or like paid.
Uh
You know what I'm talking about, though, right?
It's a reward system. What is it called when
I'm gonna feel so dumb when you say this, but like,
oh, Pavlov's bell.
yeah, that's it.
So yeah, you train an animal for the bell so that they come and you bring them food so that you always ring the bell and they come no matter
Yeah,
what, even if there's no food and it's just like haha. Yeah, so essentially you can consider it something like that, yeah.
yeah. That's like my first thought. It's like when people are so used to like, hearing a certain sound and that sound is associated with something else that like
Yeah.
if you heard the sound out in the wild, your first instinct would be like to do. Didn't they do that with humans? Did they actually test that?
Yeah, dude, it's a thing. Pavlov's
Yeah, yeah,
bell
yeah,
is a
yeah,
thing,
yeah,
dude.
yeah, yeah. It's
You,
actually no.
you can train anyone.
It's actually such a weird thought. Like imagine like every time a bell rang, you ate your favorite food, right? And then you're just like
Yeah.
out in the wild, like somewhere, and you hear that same bell sound, but there's no food around. You instantly salivate. Like how strange of a feeling would that be?
I mean, it's
That's weird, man. The mind is weird, dude.
well, here is how you make micro adjustments like work for you, and I'll use myself as an example. Several months ago, I used to wake up before COVID. I used to wake up, go outside, have a smoke, and then come inside, eat breakfast, have a coffee, go to work. I slowly substituted out each habit for a new one. So instead of waking up and smoking, I would wake up and have like 2 cups of water. And in well, no, I was doing the running first. So I would wake up instead of going for a smoke out in the back, I'd go for a run, and then I'd come back, eat breakfast, make my coffee. Cool. And once I get used to the run, and in the morning I notice like I'm cramping up or whatever, I found my Gatorade. Cool. I start making that every morning. I wake up, and because I want to run and I want to do it better and more effective, I'm drinking better now. So I
Yeah,
dropped the coffee in the morning, replaced it with water. So then eventually I stopped doing the eating of the breakfast too. I didn't necessarily replace that with anything. I just did it at a later time, and I have like a better overall diet and feeling and like regulation. And it's like I fixed like I don't want to say eating breakfast is a bad habit. Neither is like the over drinking of coffee was definitely a bad
Yeah, yeah,
habit,
yeah, yeah.
which I heavily got rid of. Heavily, it's only on the weekends now.
It's okay. Coffee
Uh,
sucks, so it's fine.
Black coffee's dope.
No, yes,
And,
it
and
is.
and the smoking is definitely a bad habit. That's way better to
Yeah,
just go out and run.
yeah, of
So
course.
that's like an easy way to show somebody like here's how you do switch the bad habits or the things about your life that isn't good around. Do it slowly. Do it in compounding habits that replace the bad ones. And that's it.
Yeah, like the only thing I could see is people don't like to change things. So how do you
Because
get
it's
somebody?
hard.
Yeah, how do you get somebody to want to change something?
You have to make them understand how humans work.
Yeah, but people are stupid.
And I don't even necessarily even want to go into like explaining
Yeah, yeah,
how
yeah,
humans work, but if you can just get someone needs to be at like that. This is why, and this is cool to go into another subject, but I think people need to struggle and kind of hit a rock bottom to where they don't want to be not saying who they are anymore, but they don't want to live the current life. They want better. So when you are speaking to somebody that wants better, you're speaking to somebody that wants to listen. And
right.
I think if you say, okay, so you want to know why you were doing it, it's not because you're a bad person or because you're shitty. It's because this is how humans work. And you say, like, this, like, how the habits work. And you don't even have to say, like, this is how you undo the habit. No, just replace them. We don't have to get into the, like, how you got there. Just know that, like, there are ways to change.
Yeah, but
And I guess that's like, how do you get to someone like that who's not struggling? And
you
if you're
don't.
talking to people like that, then they're usually like-minded people anyway, who are maybe already doing it on their own
Yeah,
or in the process of getting there or have just a similar way of doing things.
yeah, yeah. But I was gonna say, like, the problem is with that is people don't want to struggle, so they'll just do the easiest thing. Like I can use myself as an example, but it's like a change that I made is like I'm I'm insanely lazy, right? And I hate grocery shopping, but like so for me, for reference, for people, I don't have a car, so if I have to go grocery shopping, I have to walk to the store, which is like 15 minutes away, then carry everything back for myself. And I went today and it was 38 degrees outside. For Americans, that's 91 or something like that. Like, and it's humid here, right? I was dying, but you have to like get this isn't a struggle, but like it's either the realization of do I be lazy and then spend more money on one meal for a day, or do I take like the next shitty hour of my life, which is meaningless in the grand scheme of things, like an hour out of an entire week, which you feed yourself for a week, right? Do I just suffer for the hour and that's it? Like you have to just weigh the option, and it can go to people where you have money, so why not just spend your money and be lazy? But like like so. Great example from me and you this week, right? So after like for COVID, was staying at my parents' house for 4 months, right? So that's 4 months where I was not spending money and I was eating actual food and not eating out, right? So I came back here, and when I came back, I had to move right away. So I'm not gonna go grocery shopping. Like realistically, it's a waste, and my fridge right now is chaos with 3 people. So I started ordering food, and then one of the days, like I ordered McDonald's once, and it was fine. But I ordered McDonald's this week on like Wednesday, and I was dying. Like my stomach was in shambles, and I, dude, I have like I have like a really good stomach where nothing ever hurts my stomach, but I was dying. I was like I just don't know how people can eat that like all the time. And I didn't even get hamburgers. I got chicken nuggets. And
And
also,
that bothered you?
yeah, for reference, I stopped eating hamburgers at McDonald's years ago because it's the only thing that ever made my stomach hurt.
Because I remember that's all you would get there is chicken.
Yeah, because hamburgers made my stomach hurt. There. Specific, whatever it was, like it just destroyed my stomach. So yeah, I don't
You know
know.
what? You know what's weird about their burgers? Why are they so soft? When you bite
Yeah,
into
it's weird.
it,
They
it's
just fall
almost no
apart.
difference. Dude, everything just comes into you know,
Well,
there's no crunch.
okay, wait,
There's
wait, wait.
no there's no resistance.
Okay, wait.
There's nothing.
But like, if you go to like Delalo, right? It's the
Oh,
same. It's the same
fuck.
thing, except the burger's actually good.
It's the same thing because
Well,
what
it's a,
type of burger do you get when you go
wait.
there?
Never mind. Never mind. I just realized they're greased out. That's why they're falling apart.
Yes.
They're mad
So
greased out.
there's a burger joint in Montreal and it's called Delilo's, and they have so much just grease on top of their like stove from them pouring stuff all over, and the way they cook their burger is you can put the bun it's called a wet burger. You take the buns, you make the sandwich, and then you flip it on the grill and all this grease and everything is just like soaked.
It sounds
But it's
gross,
like
but it's actually good. But I feel like so I haven't had one in a long time, and we can we can tell
I
this.
can eat that and I'll be fine.
Okay, wait.
I'll just say that.
Do you want to know the last time that I ate there?
When
Do I want to tell? Do I want to tell this? Yeah, I don't care. So the last time I had that was it was me, you, and Shane hanging out,
okay.
and we were all high, and we're waiting in line, and I turned to Shane, and I'm like, I can't talk to anybody that isn't you guys right now. I need you to order for me. So I gave him my debit card and said, buy my and your food, and then I went and sat down.
Oh, that's good. That's
That,
so harmless. I love that.
that was a long time ago.
That is
That was a
so
long
long
time
ago.
ago.
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
that's the last time I had it. The burger was great. Don't get me wrong.
That's a good burger.
That
Holy
was
fuck.
a really good burger.
Oh, that's a funny story.
I don't even remember what we were doing at the time. Probably hanging out with somebody, but yeah.
I don't know why it was always so hard for me to order early on in my first like days of smoking. I remember being in a McDonald's drive-through and for like 2 minutes just like laughing into the like
The intercom.
the intercom saying sorry I can't breathe, I'm just dying of laughter, I'll order in a second.
You're so
And they're just laughing at me, dude. I couldn't order. I couldn't order. I was actually dying.
Oh my god. Moral of the story is McDonald's sucks, and real food is way better. Like my girlfriend made me like a grocery list because I'm really bad at thinking of things to eat. So I just bought that. Plus I bought stuff that I wanted while I was there. Dude, I bought some spicy Italian like sausages. I also bought like something to make Caesar salad, which I ate before we did this, which was like super good. But yeah, so I'm gonna have stuff with like I'm gonna make like chicken quesadillas or something this week. Should be sick.
That's sick.
Yeah.
What's been super easy for me, getting anything to eat over the like ever since the snow's been gone, is I just think what can I barbecue,
True. I don't have a barbecue.
and then I just get that, and it's honestly just been vegetables and some sort of protein.
So
That's it.
you know what's crazy actually? So like when I was a kid, I don't know if you thought this way, but like whenever your dad is sitting in a barbecue, you're thinking it's like the sickest shit ever. And
Yeah.
it's like
Oh, it's a wizard.
no, but the thing is, it's also still the sickest shit, right? But you're like, oh man, like it's probably hard to barbecue, and barbecuing is like the easiest thing of all time.
It actually really
You
is.
put the thing on the grill and you walk away.
Well,
Like
basically.
not literally, but you know what I mean though. Like if you're making burgers
Yeah.
or something, like you do all your prep, you put the stuff on, you put the burgers
Yeah.
on, then you walk away. You come back, you flip it. What? Yeah, barbecuing is sick.
It's awesome when you start getting into barbecuing fish, because this is when you grab like tin foil and things and you
Dude.
start covering it, and inside the little pouch you just have this little nice piece of fish with like herbs and spices and lemon, and you can just make this little like tube with the tin foil so it steams perfectly. And then like I remember I was at your house and your dad had a barbecue going with like a wooden plank and
Yeah,
some
yeah.
like fish on top of that, and it
Yeah,
just gave it a
it was salmon. Yeah.
no, it was a white fish. It
Was
was
it?
either like I don't think it was tilapia. It might have been something with a B.
I don't
A
remember.
fish that starts with a B. I'm not sure.
I don't know. I
But
know like
it was
nothing
so
about fish.
good, so good. That's like your intermediate barbecuing.
Fish?
Yeah. Well, like when you start using other things than just the grill and fire.
Oh, that like manipulate the taste of what you're eating. Dude,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. Yeah.
the sickest thing on the topic of fish, at least, was like I don't remember if it was barbecued or if it was smoked. I'd have to ask. But like last year at Shane, who is Zaf's brother, at Shane's girlfriend's birthday, her dad made like a bunch of food, and he made salmon, right, with like homemade dill sauce or whatever on top of it. And when you like after he put it down, taking the salmon from the middle like and onto my plate, it was like cutting through butter with my fork. it,
Yeah.
it was the greatest fish I've ever tasted in my life, and there was so much left. And he's like, "All right, you boys gonna finish that?" And then me and Sham were like, "All right, fine." We were super full because there was a lot of food, and we're like, "It's just so good that like I just didn't want to move for the rest of the day." Like that is sick. Like I would want to learn how to do that. I don't know many people that like fish though. Like my mom doesn't like fish. Chelsea doesn't like fish. I don't think. So it'd probably just have to be with you guys.
Your mom doesn't like fish like whatsoever,
No,
or has she tried just like maybe sole and other white fishes
no,
and
she
or
did.
maybe
No, dude.
breaded fish? Because the thing is, people will try like really bad grocery store like frozen
Yeah,
like
and that's
fish
their
sticks and stuff
reference.
like that, and like that's what I grew up on, and that's like not why I hated it, but it's like
That's a reason
part
I
of the
didn't like it.
reason.
Fish sticks are complete garbage.
Yeah, but then I started eating this, and I'm like, yo, this is actually good.
Nah, like I mean, my mom is very picky.
Would she ever go and get sushi with you?
I had her try sushi, and I had her try avocado sushi, like the most basic thing ever, and she didn't like it. And I was like, okay. She's very like visual, first of all, with food, and secondly,
Okay.
the thought of her being like there is raw fish in this is like it just sets her over. So this is she also eats her steak well done, if that says anything. So yeah.
I mean, that's how I grew up.
Yeah, so did I until I went somewhere and it wasn't well done and I was like, this is way better.
Well, when that happened to me, I was like, why isn't this meat cooked?
Yeah.
I didn't like it. I don't like my like I don't know. I can go like a little pink in the middle. That's probably like what
No,
medium.
it's probably medium. Like that's literally medium.
I
It's
can probably
it's like
go
a little
medium.
pink. Yeah.
But there's nothing I can do like pre-medium. Like I can't
Yeah,
do
it's
rare,
fine.
blue, or anything like that. I can't.
Blue is disgusting, but
But you know what I have tried, and it's actually not bad. Um, like what is the word? It's kind of like not a spread, but it's like when they take like meat and they cut it up, and then they'll put it in like citrus and stuff like that, and it's still raw. But they let me Google what is raw edible raw meat.
I know what you're talking. I can't think of the name though.
What meats are safe to eat raw? What is it called? Tartar. That's it.
That's it.
Tartar.
Yeah,
If you ever have a beef tartar, it's actually like raw, but it's still cooked in a way.
yeah, yeah. Well,
So
most
what they
meat is
basically
somewhat cooked already. I'm pretty sure.
well the way tartar works is it's basically like put into like this like not like a vinegar, but it's like citrus juices, and that doesn't necessarily like cook it, but because the citrus acts like an acid, it like gets rid of all the bacteria and everything. That the same thing
Interesting.
would happen from heat. Um, so like if I look up how process of tartar, it's basically like no, that's fucking I look up tartare and it's like the teeth. Steak tartare meat dish made from minced meat, usually served with this. How do you make it? They basically put it in citrus juices that's left, and it yeah. Okay. All the parasites and bacteria are basically killed through the I can't even say that word. You say it. Uh,
Acidity?
acidity of the lemon and juice, basically like the acids from the fruits.
It's
So you make like this
weird.
weird thing, and you can put meat into it. Meat will get rid of everything, like not cooking it, but killing it all, and it makes it edible. but it's still like technically raw since like it was never heated,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah, yeah.
But the same effects of being heated, just without the heat. That's what a tartare is, and that like it's weird. I can eat that, but I like a rare steak. I can't. Like I'll puke. I'll actually puke.
Okay.
I can't. That's just it.
Yeah.
Okay, when is the last time that you actually ate like turkey, like real turkey, not like
Not like
Subway,
not some like
not like
butterball shit. Is that what you're talking about? Or do you count that?
oh, okay, besides at like Easter, Christmas, Thanksgiving.
Never.
You never have turkey?
No.
Oh, dude, if next time you're at the grocery store, like try some turkey now and then.
Well,
It's
you want me to
like
buy a full turkey?
no, 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 no. At some grocery stores in their meat section, if they have like they have other things like and you if you find turkey, like the other day Sam and I bought turkey legs like and they're pretty fucking big. Like if you just shoulders length like that, like basically what like an old king in medieval times would like pick up and swing
Wow.
around as he's eating. So we
He's drinking
actually
mead and shit.
we each had a turkey leg and we put like baked potatoes on our plates that we like made and that's like what we had. We had like an old school dinner, and dude, the meat was so good.
That's sick.
And the way that that was prepared, it's I guess it's like more advanced. If like you would think of the steps again. Sam took it and put it in a brine for like a day and put that in the fridge, and that just like fucking does shit to the meat. Just like fills it with all these juices, and then she baked it in like tinfoil, and then I think she finished it on the barbecue.
It's a lot of work.
Bro, you have no idea how good this was.
I mean, I don't doubt it. Sounds like a lot of work.
What I want to do, I think, I want to do what Matt did.
Which
If you
is.
remember our good buddy Ekidus, he went and he bought like a half cow for like $400 that he
Oh
put
yeah,
in the
yeah,
freezer. And he's just like, yeah, I bought my meat for the year. And I was like, what? What do you mean? He's like, yeah, I have a freezer of like meat, dude. Like, do you want to try? And I'm like, no.
yeah.
He's like, no, for real, I'll give you meat. And this was when I was a vegan. And he was like, I'm like, no, I don't want it. Like, get it away from me. And there he goes, paying like $300 to $400, and he's done with his year.
Yeah, I mean,
Dude, if I go every week and spend like $20, like 20 times 50, that's not good.
no, no, it's
No,
not.
that's over $1,000, and Matt's paying what, a third of that, maybe.
Yeah,
So that's something I'm thinking about getting into, but I don't have the freezer yet, so I don't know. I'm
probably need a
thinking
big
that's
freezer to do that.
yeah, one of those ones that are like a horizontal one where you like lift it up.
Like a serial killer freezer.
Yeah, dude, and then people are gonna come over once in a while and be like meat.
Body parts, dude. Dexter.
Seriously, I don't know if you would consider that. Well, not no. Is that a micro adjustment?
No, no, that's an
Purchasing your meat in was an investment,
it's
right?
definitely an
But
investment.
are all investments micro adjustments?
I don't know. Depends on the
I don't
size.
think
Depends on the size of the investment.
that's true.
I think buying
W-
that much meat is a commitment. Cause like,
In what sense?
did he end up using all the meat by the end of the year?
We could ask him. I know he used a lot of it,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
the thing is, he shared it with his sister.
yeah. That went half, right?
They went half, and no, but even like I think he might have said something like once or twice, like, "Oh, I went over and I just brought a roast and we had it." Like it's not something that he like made for himself. He
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
brought
yeah.
it, like shared it, so to speak. So it's like,
Wasn't he? He was single during that too. That's a lot of meat for one person.
was he? I don't think he was single when I was vegan.
Uh, I don't remember.
Because that's when I was living in Lachine.
Yeah,
But I don't know.
I don't remember. Whatever. That was a long time ago. I literally don't remember at all.
Because did he have that freezer at the first apartment?
Yeah. Uh,
Where
yeah,
would
no,
it have
he
been?
did. It was in his kitchen. It was
In the
supposed.
back,
It
huh?
was yeah. It was like there. No, it was beside the fridge actually. No, I lied. So like when you walked in, the fridge was here, the table was here, and then it was like back here somewhere.
Watch there not be it there, and he's just like, "You guys are dumb."
I never bought this much meat. Idiots.
No, no, no. I know
I know.
no, no, no. He never had the freezer at that apartment. Is what I meant. I know that he bought those things.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I know. I'm pretty sure he had the freezer though, because I've looked in there multiple times while I went over.
Oh, do you remember the time he made chonko nabe?
No, what the hell is that?
Okay, so chonko nabe is the soup
Oh,
that
yep, I
super
remember now. I
recipes
remember now.
make,
Yeah, I remember.
and it has an insane amount of meat, calories, and just fucking food that just makes you into a sumo wrestler. There's meatballs that are supposed to be made out of three different meats, like a turkey,
Yep.
chicken,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
ground beef meatballs, and then there's pieces of shrimp in there. There's pieces of like cuttlefish. You put noodles in there. You put bok choy. You put spinach. You put potato. You put taro root. Like it's just a fucking giant stew. And I remember he's like, I'm gonna make it, and I'm gonna make it for like a week, and that's all I'm gonna eat.
Yeah, and he was tired of it by day 5. I remember that.
Bro, it's a lot.
Because he was
You
like,
feel
yeah, he was like,
you
come
feel
over and
heavy
have
after
some.
that.
He was like, come over and have some. We're like, okay. And it was early in the week. And then we hung out again later, and he's like, I can't finish it. Can you guys eat some? And we're like, okay, dude. Like,
No, but that is actually a really good food if you know that you're gonna be doing like a lot of just physical activity that week or something.
yeah, for sure. So it ain't no light snack, dude.
The only other, let me see. The only other thing I want to change with my cooking, what I want to do after I get back from my vacation. Oh yeah, I'm going on vacation by the way.
Nice, dude.
Off all next week and be in the bush, just in the woods.
Oh,
No
yeah,
electric.
true.
I don't have any like electricity provided to me. There's no like bathroom, no shower. There's no running water, nothing.
Are you gonna hold it in for a week?
I'm gonna dig a hole,
Okay.
digging a hole in the ground.
Doing what? Hanging out?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna get like a log, so that I'm gonna sit on the log, and the hole's gonna be like, you'll see.
I
I'm gonna
don't
make a
want
nice
to. No,
little.
I know. I
Okay,
don't want to see.
you don't want me to send you a picture of like the throne I make out of
No,
logs?
because I
I'll, I
know.
will,
Because I know
I'm not
you.
gonna use it. I'm not gonna use it then send you a picture. I'm just gonna send you the throne.
No, you're gonna send me a picture where like the hole is like slightly off center from the camera, and there's just like shit in a hole, and be like, "Yo, check the throne out." What are you giggling
No,
at?
that's gross. That's gross.
You telling me you wouldn't do that to me?
No.
Yeah, I don't believe you. I
Okay,
said
so wait.
no.
I am. I just want to quickly think. I'm going on vacation, but what I want to do when I get back is I want to start making like my own spaghetti sauce.
Yeah,
Get a big pot, make a dope big ass spaghetti sauce, and just freeze it.
yeah, smart.
Just buy all the ingredients.
Yeah,
Not
you
even
should.
buy like any like form of sauce that would go in. Just all my tomatoes, add the water, add the whatever oils go in, everything.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go get my mom to teach me how to make hers. That's what I want to do.
nice. That'll be good.
And I'll go like grocery shopping with her. We'll buy all the ingredients. I'll learn it. There we go.
And then she'll yell at you, and it'll be a good time.
Dude, that has to go with anything that we do. So
Hey.
the only thing, I thought it was pretty cool, but when I'm out in the bush, the way that I am going to like provide myself with water is, um, the water tank cooler that like you see in like
What?
offices, like
Oh yeah,
water
yeah, yeah,
tank
yeah, yeah,
coolers.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
they're in offices. They have like the little paper cup hanging from it most
yeah,
of the
yeah,
time.
yeah.
So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna take our empty ones, and like with us, but filled up, and we have a water pump that we're gonna put like on the top that just screws onto like the top of anything. So we're just gonna have like I think each one is like 18 gallons or whatever.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have like an insane amount of water with us because I would rather bring two of them than just one of them. I don't want to have to ration water. Like
How many gallons are you supposed to drink a day?
like how much? I think it's like one maybe. How much water
Isn't
do
like two?
you need to drink a day? Well, 2.7 liters.
Okay, how many? I don't know.
Put in
Oh, it's
gallons.
it's actually less than a gallon of
There are
water.
many different opinions on how much water you should drink every day. Most people will say like 8 glasses. That's the thing that I generally go by,
Yeah. But
which
what if my
equals
glass
about
is smaller than yours?
oh half a gallon. No, but I drink way more water than
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
I
yeah.
probably drink like a gallon a day.
You ever see those water bottles that like it has like times on it and like it's like you should be this low by this time?
Yeah, those are sick, eh?
Those are cool, but like all those water bottles are like shit plastic. So if you're anywhere in that has any sort of heat, like you don't want to be drinking that water at all. Like if you have the water and the water starts at like 8 a.m. and finishes at like 10 p.m. Like when 10 p.m. rolls around, you're just drinking hot water.
So I am going to probably end up getting a hydro flask. Do you have it? There we go.
Gang, dude. Oh, yeah, they're expensive though.
But that it's worth it.
I mean, it's worth it for me because I was dying in this room, and like my glasses of water would go hot like super fast. So having this has been like super key. You know what I'm saying? Like in these hot summer non-air conditioned days, dude.
I can't relate, bro. I got 2 AC units up in my
Yeah,
place.
I'm buying one, so I won't be able to relate soon.
Are you putting it in your actual
Yeah,
bedroom
I'm
or like
buying
in
it. I'm buying
another?
it for myself.
Okay.
But like we were talking about it 2 days ago, and they might get one for free from somebody, and they're probably gonna put it in the living room or something. But well,
Okay.
who knows how good it is? Like it probably won't cool the whole house apartment, but like it's better than what it has been. So yeah. But I think they're probably gonna buy their own for their room, and I'm gonna buy one for my room. Like they're actually kind of expensive, like new ones. But
I think I paid 200 each for mine on
yeah, yeah,
Amazon
yeah.
or something.
I think the ones I was looking at were like 200, 250 or something, which I don't care because I'm not going to put a price on being able to sleep properly at night, you know?
Oh, you shouldn't.
Yeah. Plus, it's a good investment. Like, I'll always have it. So, definitely worth.
D- Let me see. Let me see.
What?
How would you describe
Oh, God.
your best cereal?
What?
I've been on a cereal crave again. I just had a really bad
My.
craving for
Okay.
cereal like 3 nights ago. So I got a
Wait.
box of like Reese's Puffs. And then today I was just like it's not stopping here. I got myself some Captain Crunch.
Okay, do you want to know what my favorite cereal is? It's not
Isn't
exciting.
it? It's probably Cheerios. No, oh, it's Life. It's
Yeah.
Life.
It's Life cereal, and then it's multigrain Cheerios,
Oh my God.
which I have here, which I've been eating every morning. I don't know. I like just basic stuff. Like when I was younger, I liked Captain Crunch a lot. I mean, I still do, but I'd have to be in a mood to eat Captain Crunch or like Fruit Loops or some shit like that. But I don't know, man. Just like the basic stuff.
Bro, I feel like Fruit Loops is a mood.
Eh,
But like Captain Crunch, I always have my go-tos. Captain Crunch, Reese's Peanut Butter Cuff. I mean
Cuff.
Reese's, yeah, Puff. Shreddies is one of my
I was
like
gonna say
all-time go-to,
Shreddies is actually godly.
and shredded wheat.
Like shredded wheat or mini wheat.
Oh my bad, mini wheats
Okay,
like
mini.
frosted wheats even. I don't care.
Yeah, yeah. No,
But
those are really good.
I those are like just like but if you could make your own kind of like what would you actually do?
It wouldn't even be something sugary. I don't think.
Because like what is it that you like about those ones? I think what I need the most is I need like a good fucking crunch. Like I need a palate
That's
scraper. Something that's gonna wreck my palate,
okay.
bro. Like I don't know, it's just my favorite.
I don't know because it's weird because the cereal I like all has boring flavor.
Cause dude, look at that's fine. But like that's like I like life because of its like texture and everything.
I think it
It's
okay. So I think
it's
it's
not like a
texture.
shreddy, but it's like still like
I think it's texture. But what's weird is I don't know why I didn't put Shreddies as like my number one because I was eating Shreddies like mad for the past like 5 months. But like
dude.
Shreddies is like the best of both worlds of like Cheerios and Life. Like it's basically Life, right? A little bit
Yeah.
crunchier, but it has more flavor, which is like the Cheerio side. So like for Cheerios, I like multigrain and the apple cinnamon one or whatever. I don't remember what that one is called, but that one. I don't know. Like it just I think it's texture actually. It's the texture that does it.
Texture. Okay, so do you like any cereals with marshmallows?
Yeah, it's okay. It just gets soggy though.
And does that like do you hate that texture?
No, it's okay, but I feel like I'm more on like a. Okay, so I think if you eat like Lucky Charms and let it sit too
Mm.
long, it's actually gross.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
But if I eat Life or Shreddies or something and I let it sit for a bit, it makes like some of the cereal hard and then some of it is like nice to chew. Like so like yeah.
Oh god, I know exactly what you're
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about.
So you got the best of both right there. But then you eat Lucky Charms and you're literally just drinking sugar milk. Well, first of all, I don't like milk,
Sugar milk.
so like milk is disgusting. So there's
Okay.
that mixed with like slimy marshmallows,
Oh my god.
and then
Okay,
like
I see why you have your cereal choices now. It's
yeah,
about the milk too.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. Because I
Because
love milk, so
so also I didn't really realize this. So this isn't with Cheerios, but like Shreddies and Life absorb milk well in a non-gross way for me at
yeah,
least. But like the other
yeah,
cereals, they kind of just mesh with the milk. So like it's just grow like it's like eating soup where the base is milk. Like
yeah, exactly.
that's disgusting.
Oh, so do you dislike things like Nesquik then? That is just like chocolate balls and
What's
it's
funny is
literally just like soup?
yeah, when I was a kid, I didn't even like that. Like
Really?
I've eaten it. So I think the Reese's Puff cereal is good, and I'll eat it. But it's one of the things I'll eat like maybe like once every like 5 years or something.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't deny that it's good. Like Captain Crunch is also like incredible, but
Berries are better. Just all berries
or like Oops
is
All Berries.
actually better. Yeah,
What do you?
because
What the
it
hell are you talking
keeps
about?
the thing. Oops, all berries is better. That's like the top tier of Captain Crunch, I
Oh,
find.
okay. So yeah, okay.
It keeps the texture and like the crunch of the Captain Crunch, but they're when they're in ball form, it just it's different in your mouth. It kind of feels like when you have an arrow in your mouth.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
No, I
I
get
love
that.
that.
I get that. I also really like tricks when I was a kid. Like the old tricks when it like now it's like little like shit like the little
Yo, I
bits
need
or
to look
whatever.
at that. I need to look at that.
But tricks back in the day when it actually had like shapes and stuff. Like
Oh yeah, cause Trick sucks now. It's just balls.
yeah, it sucked.
They got lazy.
Yeah, it's trash. Trash.
Oh, bro, when it used to be other shapes, my favorite was the raspberry, I guess.
I don't know what is it. The one that looks like a flower kind of?
The flower and it's like blue all around with red
Yeah,
in the middle.
yeah, that.
That's insane.
Yeah, those are really good.
Oh my god, bro.
You know what I never really liked actually? Like I liked them, but like, did you ever eat Cookie Crisp when you were a kid?
How did I know that that's what you were actually gonna say?
I don't know. We've never talked about Cookie Crisp. I don't think ever.
I had it once or twice, and I think it was good for those times, and maybe that's it.
Yeah, I think it's like
I
nothing to
I
write
don't
home
I don't.
about.
It feels like you're just eating cookies for breakfast.
So the weird thing about it is like the cookies are just hard, like super hard for some reason.
Yeah, they're rock fucking hard cookies. I think they expected the milk to soften it,
Yeah,
but
they don't
it's
do
like,
shit.
bro, it's like a Chips Ahoy hard ass cookie, but they're like Hershey Kiss sizes, so they're just hard balls of cookie.
Okay, so wait, what do you think about this? Do you think hard cookies or soft cookies are better?
Holy shit. Depends on the cookie. Cause
Yeah.
look. If I'm having a dad's cookie,
Oh no. Okay. Yes, that has to be hard.
it has to be hard. But if I'm having an oatmeal cookie,
You like that soft?
it has to be like texture, like not super super soft, but not a dad's cookie, just like halfway maybe. But I want that like chewy kind ofness.
So it's like the kind of cookie that still has a crunch, but it's like bendy.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can get
that's
that.
how I like my like when you have an oatmeal raisin, like that's how I like my oatmeal cookies.
Oh, I like my oatmeal cookies like dad's oatmeal cookies. Like hard,
Hard as fuck.
hard.
Yeah,
Like
dude, those are so good.
you ever eat ginger snaps?
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those are good too. There's
those are
also
really
like
good.
so like Oreos are really good.
That's a hard cookie.
Yeah, but you can get like Mr. Christie chocolate chip cookies, and if you get like the double chunk or the like three kind of chocolate, that cookie
Yo,
hard is really good.
it is. And but you can also get, I think they're usually between it's usually like Mr. Christie or President's Choice, but you can get like
The President's
double
Choice,
chocolate chunk soft chews.
you know those ones are those ones. I don't know if there's President's Choice soft ones like that. I don't.
There are.
Oh, there.
I've
I've never
had
bought them.
and I've had the white chocolate President's Choice soft chews.
No, those. Okay, I've had the white chocolate like regular one. Like I used to keep a bag of those at my desk at work, just
Okay.
for randomly when I wanted cookies. Like those are really good. I still think soft
So
cookies are better though. Like that's just my consensus.
that soft cookies are better?
Yeah, yeah, they're more enjoyable.
What the
So the
We just named
oh, I know, I know.
way more hard cookies and we talked about hard
Yeah, yeah,
cookies
no, no.
better. And then you just say, "Oh, but I still like soft cookies more."
Yeah. So the reason being, hard cookies are very messy. So like,
Motherfucker.
so like,
We've been talking about pure mouth pleasure for the past I don't know how long, and you're talking about a mess.
yeah.
Okay, that's fine. So they're
So
messy.
like, so like, let's say this right. Like, I'm just big chilling at the computer watching something. Right. I got two bags
Okay.
of cookies. Right. Got the hard cookies. I got the soft cookies. Okay. I put my hand in the hard cookies. Already there's dust. Right. All my
Okay.
fingers. There's dust.
Oh my
There's dust flying out. Right. Into the
Okay.
tray. Right. I take it out. Then there's potential crumbs everywhere already
Yep.
instantly. I take a bite out of it. Depending on the cookie, on how hard it actually is. So like a dad's one, it's like biting into glass, and like the shards would basically be the crumbs that just go flying everywhere. Or if you're buying a President's Choice, which actually fall apart very easily, which still do the exact same thing except it's more dust and like smaller like chunks everywhere, right? Which like, the cookies are so good, but then I'm like a dude that has like dust all over him, right? Now I take my left hand, I put it in the soft cookie bag, right? The cookie comes out. There's maybe like one or two crumbs.
Okay.
Then I bite
Okay.
it. I bite into the cookie. It tastes real good. And then I look at it, and it's still intact. Just where I bit was gone, and like maybe
Yeah.
I'll get a couple crumbs, and you can put it down. So like in the grand scheme of things, if I feel like being like a fat ass, right, and I want to eat the full bag, the dirt ratio from soft to hard cookie is like immeasurable. Like the hard ones are just everywhere.
Okay, so I guess that's why I like my oatmeal cookies the way I do because they're soft enough to where like I bite it and it's intact and there's no crumbs
Yeah,
or anything, but it's still like chewy or crunchy enough to where I'm like I get like that like pleasure, you know? That crunch
yeah, I get it. So
so
wait, I have a question. Do you like ribs?
I it it depends. It depends.
On?
I can't eat like Chinese spare ribs anymore.
No, those suck.
I can't eat that.
I'm talking about rib, like actual ribs. Like if you go to like
I've
I
had I've had like big ass
yeah, like
ribs, like
from a
thick
rack.
ones.
Yeah, like from a rack of
Like
ribs or something.
yeah, I've had like a rack of ribs. Like I only actually once ever in my life, but I've had like ribs that are like the size of like chicken wings,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a lot.
Okay, but you like them?
I can do the like southern style barbecue ribs. I like that, but other than that, I can't. I don't know.
Why? This is just gross you out or something?
I can't get enough meat off, and I'm pulling off a whole bunch of stuff that I don't enjoy.
Okay,
So
so
it's
I
I
like
don't know.
ribs, but for a long time, and still depending on the ribs, it literally goes to the mess thing. I don't like how much work I have to put in and how shitty my fingers have to get for the amount of meat that I get off of one little thing. So I would rather not eat the rib than have to deal with that multiple times. So like over the course of the 4 months I stayed with my parents, we ate ribs twice. Uh,
Okay,
the ribs we had the first time were like really good quality ribs where when they were made I took it off and they basically fell off the bone, so the ribs
that's
were
beautiful.
really they were really good, right? But then the other ones I had to like work like to get the meat off, and I was like, I'm not eating this, like, because it's too much work for me to eat. Like, I've evolved past being a caveman, so like I don't need to actually put in this much work to get a piece off like a shitty little bone like that.
Okay, so it's like a work factor for you. You don't even
for
like,
for that specifically, yes.
but like, did it not taste good enough to where you're like,
No,
I
it didn't.
want to work?
No, it didn't.
Okay.
Plus, it's that. Plus, like, so I also don't really like the feeling. Like, I'm not a germaphobe or anything like that, but I don't like the feeling of having like a bunch of shit caked onto my fingers.
Okay.
And that's just the first thing I think of when I have ribs. Is like I have to hold it, and it's like the shitty sauce is like everywhere. It's the same thing with like eating chicken wings. Like chicken wings are good, but my fingers are
Yeah.
just mad fucking dirty like the whole time.
Have you ever eaten at like Hooters?
I've never been to Hooters before.
Have you? Because
Do
okay,
they
the way
feed me out of a
they
Hooter?
the way that chicken wing places like Hooters, maybe you've been to one that just isn't that chain. But the way that they generally do their ribs, not the ribs, sorry, their chicken wings, is they have the chicken wings, and then on the side they have like a big like picture, like a big container with like a ladle, kind of like what you would picture like poutine sauce in, right?
Okay.
So one of those big canisters with a ladle. They basically put the chicken in there, in the ladle, spin it around a whole bunch, and then like take it out. So the sauce is put on like after the chicken's cooked.
That's fine then. It's
So they
it's
do
just
stuff
like it's
like
just
that.
like wet, right?
So then it's put in like a basket, and it's like it's super messy. It's like messy ribs. Like it's purposely
So I
messy.
think I think the difference is there is like when you have ribs, like the rib shit just like sticks to your fingers though. Like the thing is
Oh,
if it's like liquidy, and I take like a napkin, right, I could just wipe it off, but there's still like that little like Cheeto dust remnant kind of on it. Like that's fine. But when you eat ribs and it's like literally like glue on my fingers, and I'm like going finger
oh.
by finger taking things off, like that's what I don't like to do.
I think that like that happens more with ribs because they generally use like a barbecue sauce, right?
Yep.
And the barbecue sauce compared to like just a hot sauce or a spicy sauce, there's a lot more sugar in a barbecue sauce. So when that cooks, it gets all gummy and
Yep.
sticky. So
Yeah,
that
makes sense.
okay, that would be different. But have you ever eaten at? Because I know there's some in LaSalle and downtown, but have you ever eaten at Buffalo Bill's?
A long time ago.
What did you? Because you can get burgers there and wings.
I
If
think
you
I
had
only got I
wings
think I
there.
only got wings. But this was like so long ago that I don't remember.
Because they do their wings the same style as Hooters, where like they put it into this thing, sauce it up like a madman after it's been cooked, and you get it like that, and you go nuts.
You
Like
just remind
I love it.
you just reminded me of a funny story. That's probably not that
Which one?
funny. So like so I think the last time I had Buffalo Bills straight up, I was in like grade 5, right? But
That long ago?
yeah, but the only reason I remember this story is it was for like a school Christmas thing, but like people's parents went as supervisors, okay? So my
Okay.
parents actually came, which is like weird to think of in retrospect now. But on the way there or on the way back, there was people on the bus sniffing glue sticks.
How does okay?
I don't know. So I was
That's
like,
so
I was
random.
with the people. I was like, all right, let me try it. And
Oh
then,
my god.
yeah, and it just smelled like fucking glue. And my parents were like, what the hell are you doing? So that's like, when I think of Buffalo Bills, that's like the experience I think of is going there and sniffing glue.
I have no words. What the fuck? Your stories are so good tonight. I like it.
I don't know. I haven't thought about that in a long time. I haven't sniffed glue since though, so.
Can't believe that like that's something I've never done.
I don't. Why would anybody sniff glue though? Like, like when your brain is somewhat developed and you can think. Why would you do that?
Because you're still a kid and you still have dumb ideas.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. Like, do grown adults sniff glue?
No, because they've like lived long enough to know that that's not something you should do.
I mean, people do a lot of things they shouldn't do.
Oh, let me see. Now's probably a good time to ask you, but
Mm,
you don't even have to like say your answer first. I'll go first if you want. But
sure.
are you for or against like being able to like own guns?
I don't care. I literally don't think I've ever cared about that. Cause like,
But if you have to pick a stance, either that like you care that like you think that like people have a right to it, or
mm,
you not think we have a right to it at all.
I mean, we don't have. Is there like,
Like we shouldn't like because I guess like I don't want to say everyone, but like a lot of people I guess believe like the ones who are against guns that we should as a civilization be at the point where we no longer like need them, right? That would be like one argument.
okay,
So like, or you did that like other people are just saying like people shouldn't have guns, like it should only be like authorities. Like I guess if like you could be grouped into like that side of it.
I would be
Would do
for.
you would be for
Yeah,
guns then?
yeah.
Okay.
So like my stance on it, like I literally don't give a shit about guns at all. Like some guns are cool, I guess, but like I don't really care. But I know people on both sides. Um, I have like a group of friends who are American, and like they all own guns, but like it's not like they're doing shit with their gun. You know what I mean? Like they're not like walking around pointing guns at people. They just buy guns because they can own guns. Like, and that's it. But the like, I guess the problem with that is like, I mean, at the most basic level, it's like somebody can go crazy and they can legally own a gun that can kill people. But then it goes down to if somebody really wanted a gun, doesn't matter if it's illegal or not. And then it also goes down to a right that people had. Like I don't know. I actually don't know the gun laws in Canada at all. I know you can own guns, obviously, but like I don't know. It's probably not the right to bear arms. I don't think that's a thing here. I don't know, but
No, it's not like I don't believe it's part of like an amendment.
okay, yeah. So like the problem is, I think that people take a lot of things that were written a long time ago like very seriously.
Yes.
Like they take it like literally, which I mean it's whatever, it's fine. But then when you have the people that try to go like back on things nowadays, in the sense that like, let's say they like say they want to abolish guns, right? Like from like civilians or something. But it's like how do you that just does like one like multiple things. One, it makes people that already own guns mad because they spent
Yeah.
their money on it. And it also goes on a state by state basis and it's not a countrywide basis on what happens. Like I read a thing today that there's I don't remember if it was, I think it's in Florida, where one of the people running wants to just take guns back, where like confiscate is the word. So like basically people would be giving up their property for nothing, like for just straight free, whereas they have some other people that were running would like buy the guns back, which would I guess would be like the better way to do it.
Is
So
there anybody running who like is giving them the option to keep the guns?
I have no idea, only because like, so this isn't like on like a president wide basis. It probably can be, but a lot of things are like governors
Yeah.
and people like that. So it's literally a state by state basis. So like I only ever hear things from people I know in the states, in
Yeah.
those specific states, right? So I have no idea. But I think if you want to own a gun and it's legal, whatever, own the fucking gun, dude. I don't care. Like if you have good gun safety, right? Like I think that's the only thing that really matters. Then, yeah, but I don't know. It goes into what you said before. Like I want to hear your answer, but you also said before people that think that authorities should be able to have guns, but we see that's also not a good option. So, yeah. I mean, I got
Just it's not necessarily like the authorities that's the problem. It's the individual.
yeah,
But that's just like a civilian. It's not that's it's the individual.
yeah. I mean, it boils down to people are all people at the end of the day. Like, you're just a dude that has more authority over another person for, I don't want to say no reason, but like let's say me and you, like you're a cop and I'm not a cop, but you have a gun. You technically have authority over me because of your job. For like, it's not like no reason, but I get it. But you have a gun, and if you see it's right to use your gun, you can. But I'm just like a dude without a gun.
Yeah.
It's like that's how I see. Like,
It's like, oh, I thought you were a threat to me in that moment. I can use my gun.
yeah, because it goes by obviously a lot of people's judgment too. Where like, is the person that's already on the job scared because of the scenario they're in, and then if they're scared, they're more likely to act upon something when they're scared. So it's like, oh, I couldn't see somebody's hands, so I assumed this was gonna happen. I shot them, and then it turns out they didn't have anything. Right? Like it happens all the time. But
Well, the thing is, like these people, they're not like. You have to remember, cops. They go through like some shit on a day-to-day basis.
mm-hmm.
They're literally like they can see a suicide in the morning, break up like a rape in the afternoon, and be home just in time after like a murder, and this is their everyday. I think a lot of like I don't want to say a lot, but I think a lot, or I think a good majority of like it's not even bad cops because it's not even like that this is making them bad cops, but I think that like cops that aren't bad cops that have but maybe ones that have like a bad day and that somehow gets into like the spotlight, it's like look at like what their job actually is.
right,
And there's too many people I think that shouldn't be a cop
well, yeah, of course,
because they don't have the mental for it. They just can't take it. But hey, they're still a cop and no one's gonna like tell them they can't be a cop, so they're just gonna keep on being a just like a fucked up, broken down human cop.
right,
Like I feel like the cops should be more like military people who have shown that they can be like there. People who are in like the Air Force, people who are like Navy SEALs, Marines, people who show that they like can constantly take a mental beating, but still at the end of the day know that there's a difference between like reality and
yeah,
how you're feeling. Like I think that that is like a much bigger problem, and if you like fix that, then I don't like see a problem where like if Jared's in the street like and he does something stupid, if he runs into a cop that is used to be maybe like a marine, the marine's gonna be like, hey buddy, what are you doing? He's not gonna have your
yeah,
gun out. He's probably gonna go in and like question you first, like rationalize the situation.
right.
There's
So
like no need for the gun.
so it's funny that you said that, but like, do you know who Chris Dorner is or was?
Chris Dorner, did he write
No.
books?
So
No, I can think of someone
well,
else.
he wrote a manifesto. If you want to count that as a book.
Oh, okay, and maybe it's what I'm thinking about. I just didn't know it was a manifesto. But
Okay,
what did he
maybe it is,
write?
maybe it isn't. But basically, I don't remember the full story off the top of my head. But basically, Chris Dorner was a man that was in the military,
Okay,
and when he was finished in the military, he became a cop in L.A. or somewhere like that.
okay,
And uh, I think it's something along the lines of he didn't like the way everything was happening around him, and
okay.
something I don't remember something happened, but he ended up getting fired from being a cop or something like that. And what he did was like wrote a literal manifesto about how garbage all of that is, and he went and killed the cops that he worked with.
What the fuck?
Yeah, but it's like so. Just think of this. So what I was gonna say before was like what you said about cops having a bad day or whatever. But like when you're in the military, if you're somebody that's like active in war, and then you come back. How come those people aren't trigger happy when they were literally fighting in a war and they could still have guns? But a cop who has never seen a war but is breaking up a drug deal is the one that's like trigger happy, right? Like they can't, like they don't use their voice or something. They like de-escalating a situation just doesn't exist potentially.
Okay. Yeah, well, because I think there's several factors, and the thing is, like, the cops aren't trained to have de-escalation skills because it
Right.
is a skill, and it's a skill that is tied into leadership skills. If you look at great leaders, there's no difference between someone who is a great leader and someone who can assess a situation and see how to diffuse it. Great leaders are leaders because of their like diffusing skills. So I think that people in the military learn these skills and cops don't. So I think that's one thing. And if you don't have these skills, you're kind of in like a flight or like fight
Fight or flight.
scenario.
Yeah.
And yeah, fight or flight, and you're a cop. So there is no like flight for you. There's fight, and you have a firearm. So you're in a scenario that you're not used to. You're getting your like anxiety spiking because fucking there's people in the streets who like me who knows what they're doing to like antagonize you.
Okay.
But like people in the military, they this is like something that think they have more training to be equipped and prepared to do this.
Okay. So if you're either for or against the gun thing, and you use the example of a cop being in a scenario that's scary, and they have a gun, why can't I be in a scary scenario and not have any way to defend myself?
I feel like you should.
Yeah.
I am for them. I'm
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm someone who felt like I was probably always against guns
Right.
in the past, but I think just over time, I kind of feel like that might have been a naive way to think because I would always think like people are better, people will do better. Um,
People suck.
and again, it's not that people suck, but at the same time, like people kind of suck. But we're just so random.
Yeah.
People can be okay one day, snap another, and now they're shooting shit. Like
Yeah.
we're so just random.
So I think like this doesn't really relate, but it's like, let's say we're in a scenario where like randomly. So how do I even word this? It's like you're in a scenario where they abolish guns, right? And let's say a lot of people give their guns back. Obviously, not everybody's going to give everything back. But then your government turns into a dictatorship, right?
Yeah,
And the people want to fight back for their freedom, but they have no
yeah,
means of fighting back for their freedom.
yeah.
So like that's it. Like I guess it just goes to the thing of like people are scared of the government because they're bigger than them, but then if they get pushed enough, they'll do something about it. Because like most people don't
So the
want.
thing is, the government isn't really bigger than us.
No, we just listen to them because they can overpower pretty much.
It's this false sense of like we feel like we're just gonna get massacred or slaughtered. I mean, people will definitely
Yeah,
die, but we have numbers that just overpower them. It's just how it is. But
yeah.
people,
So what's
I
actually
guess,
what's cool about this actually, which is kind of like a sick transition in a way, but like so when we were talking earlier in the week about like I don't remember how I worded it, but like about the kind of conversations that me and you have, because like
yeah,
in general, like our conversations are pretty like in depth, like of like super deep random stuff. But like with Chelsea, I have those too, but she there's random things she like just doesn't know about, which is like cool because I get to re-explain something. But when all the riots started, right? Like this was like kind of I didn't really realize. So obviously for people that know me know that I'm more into like more alternative stuff, right? Which gives me like a different point of view than the average person. So like most, like not most people, but most like people that get their news from like Facebook the actual news or have the from birth kind of follow the same path that your parents and you have the same ideals as people. Not saying that I
Yeah.
don't have that, but like I kind of jutted out from the way my family is and like I listen to hardcore and all this stuff. So like I see like the smaller problems which are now becoming like the huge problems, right? Like the racist stuff and all of that, like and all the political stuff. Like this is stuff that I've heard about in music that I listened to forever, right? Since I was like 14 probably. So it's super cool seeing people that were like aware of things happening but weren't like aware of the severity of what's happening.
Yes.
So it's really cool to like try to explain to people like your point of view when it's so different and like you've had different experiences than the people that don't do things. Um, what's funny is all I was gonna say was when riots started happening, I told Chelsea she should watch V for Vendetta because she's never watched that movie.
Really.
Yeah,
She
and
should watch that
she
movie.
she did. She liked it, and I
Good.
was like, yeah, that movie is sick. But it's like that's like I like to think that humans are like that in a sense where at the end of the day, like if most people realized how much you actually outnumbers people and are willing to like make the sacrifice for the greater good for like not using a cheesy term or anything, but like people can just do anything.
I mean, did you hear the story that happened in Montreal on the West Island not too long ago? There was a group of kids, or I'm not sure their ages. They might have been teenagers or whatever. A group of them in a park, and of all of them, there's only like one person of color. Everyone else is white. So cops see these kids in a park and they go up and stop them. And the only kid that they ID is the person of color kid.
Yeah,
So the parents get mad. They go and tell the news and get and like demand an investigation on like the police department and everything. And the only thing the police department said that they're going to change is they're going to provide more paperwork on why they felt that this was necessary and things like that. And people are upset because they're like, you're not listening.
yeah, that makes
We're
sense.
saying that we want you to adjust and change your interactions with people. We want body cameras, and all you're giving us is more
Stuff that doesn't matter. It's just
stuff
justification
that
for
doesn't
behavior.
matter, just
Yeah,
justifications. We don't want that anymore. We want change. We want you to treat us like you would those other people.
yeah,
Because now people are seeing it that like the way you and me get to live your day, every life is carefree as fuck.
yeah,
Me and you get to go to our job and go home, and throughout all of those interactions, we don't have to worry about any sort of authoritarian figure stopping us from doing what we're doing.
yeah,
No cop is just going to randomly stop you and me for just doing what we're doing. But that happens to other people
yeah,
for no fault other than the fact that they were born with no choice of their own to look the way that they do.
yeah,
And the people are saying, we don't like this anymore. Please stop. And the answer that they're being given is, we're not going to stop, but we'll give you more paperwork saying why we're doing this. We'll try to explain ourselves better. And basically, all throughout this week, I have seen a huge, huge increase of cops just patrolling Montreal.
oh really?
It's insane. So many. So many. Dude, I was going down a street in my area and there was nothing at all going on. Three cop cars. Just one was passing another, one was behind me, one was passing this one, another one was parked at an intersection. And this was just in a random spot.
That's
This
weird.
wasn't like in a heavy area. And then I'm driving, guy behind me takes off, goes down another street. I'm still going home. I see another cop just going down like all right. They
That's
were
weird.
just out there. I was on the highway, see them going down more on the highway. There was just like I guess they felt that there was a lot of tension in the city, so they just had more cops on alert.
I guess. Yeah. I mean, being a cop must be. It sounds like obvious. It's obvious, but it must be scary in the sense, like at least now, like people are just doing to them what they do to us.
Literally. Look at me. I'm someone who suffered from police abuse. I
Yeah.
was ripped out of my car for no reason and beaten by police.
Yeah.
Just and the justification was, "Oh, we work in a rough neighborhood."
Yeah. It's stupid.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't doing anything. There was no I had zero intent. So you have no reason to take me out of like my car. You had no There were so many things wrong with what they did. And the thing is, the system protects those police.
Yeah.
I couldn't do anything in when this went to court other than just make sure I don't get a criminal record. There was
Yeah.
no like justification. All I had to do is like protect myself and allow myself to still go to other countries.
Yeah. It's dumb.
So I'm curious at this point if I can go back and bring this to light.
Probably.
There has to be a court case about this somewhere, right?
Yeah. For
I
sure.
have to be able to go and get my files.
Yeah.
So, can't shouldn't I, in this current stage and day and age, don't I have some sort of power over that police department in a sense of like I can expose what they did to me?
Probably. But it's like I
Like,
feel.
what was their reason for taking me out of the car and assaulting me?
Yeah.
Why did they need to take me out of the car? There was no intent given to me. Like, do you know why? There was no reason given to me why they stopped me.
Yeah.
They just came up and they're like, "We see you have a whole bunch of computer equipment. Where'd you get this?" Like, fuck off, buddy. Like,
Yeah.
you're a cop. Like, stop interrogating me like I'm already a criminal. This is what people mean when there's like systemic like racism, and it's not only racism; it's like prejudices too.
Yeah.
Because when they go after you for the language you speak in Quebec, it's not racist, but it's still prejudice, and it's still something that shouldn't happen.
Yeah. It's dumb. I mean, yeah. Cops are dumb. It's the moral of the story.
It just sucks.
Yeah. I mean, it's the world we live in, I guess, dude. Where people could just do what they want, but we can't do what we want.
So, have you heard that there have been like findings basically where like police have arrested people and confiscated guns off them to find out that the guns were 3D printed with no serials and no way of knowing like where it came from?
No,
Zero
I haven't. I
identification?
haven't heard that, but that is awesome.
How insane is that?
That's cool. Okay, honestly, it's probably really scary that that actually exists, but that's sick. That's so
You get a 3D printer, you use a web browser that I will not name,
sick.
and you can get the plans to 3D print yourself a gun.
That's
A
sick.
fully functioning 3D printed gun
So
that cannot be traced back to where it came from because there's nothing printed on it. There's no serials. There's nothing in anywhere that links it unless the person who made the plans somehow stuck something in there that like is like a tell,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
like some sort of like at like a microscopic level or whatever. There's something in there like a small little like signature. There's something, but there's like it's random people making it.
Does that count as an illegal firearm?
100%. Like
Yeah, it
it's a
must. Like,
fully functioning gun. It's 3D printed.
yeah, that's sick.
Because you don't 3D when you 3D print, it doesn't necessarily just have to be plastic. You can 3D print like anything.
No, I know. I mean, it's cool though. I didn't even think about that. But yeah, it makes sense.
I never thought about it, and then just like I do every morning, I wake up and I say like "Good morning, Google," and I hear the news, and I set it to give me certain news that I actually want to hear. And one of the like more widespread one, I think it's one of the. I don't think I heard it on Bloomberg, but it it might have been Bloomberg, but that's where I heard the 3D printed guns from.
I'm gonna look that up.
Like when I heard that, I was just like, it clicked to me that it made sense, and then I had revelations of what that meant.
Yeah,
That like, even if they ban guns, the guns are never getting banned because
yeah.
you can fucking 3D print them now.
Apparently, the plans for a 3D printed gun existed in 2012.
100%.
I'm looking it. I'm looking.
100%.
I'm looking it up. Yeah, that's crazy. Because it's before 3D printers were like public. I think public,
No.
not public, but you know what I mean. Like
Or- Yeah.
mainstream thing.
Because you have to remember too, the way guns are like kind of, I'm pretty sure a lot of it is done with machining,
Yeah.
which is essentially like 3D printing, except you're kind of piecing things together more instead of just taking a block and like fiddling it down.
Yeah. That's sick.
I actually thought that was sick too, and and like see one of the reasons why I'm for guns is um like you said in the example of a government uh being like a dictatorship and that not being something that you want, you do want to have a way to fight back because like even if it means that you die, even if it means that tons of people like end up dying, whether or not it's even successful or not, I still think you should have the right to fight for how you want to live your life.
Yeah.
And you do need guns to do that, especially if you're going to be fighting against people that have guns. Like you need to make yourself on a even playing field. And just like how I told you that 3D printing guns is now a thing that probably has existed in the underground
Yeah. Forever.
but forever. So we know now that this like is the thing. That's something that we have to be aware of. So I feel like if people are going to be smart about it, they get their gun license, they educate them, they go to a shooting range, they learn how it works. Not just get the license and get a gun, but learn how it works.
Yeah.
Find a gun that works with them. Find like everything so that it works. Like I think that it's gonna get to a point where maybe you need that, especially with guns being able to be 3D printed, because if it gets to the point where like people like how it is in the States, like maybe even here where you can all like anyone can own a gun. If I'm just walking someday and some dude just, took the wrong drug, but he has a gun on him.
Yeah.
I'm now in a terrible situation just because I made the conscious choice of not owning a gun
Yeah.
in a world where everyone has one on them.
Yeah. You're the
I
guy
just
without the gun.
feel I feel like I should be morally right by not having the gun, but now I'm the one dead for not having the gun.
Yeah. I mean,
And
you hit the nail on the head,
I
right? With morally, that's it. Because
the thing is
people's
it's just
morals are
like a
different.
moral high ground.
Yeah.
I want to live in a world where we don't need guns. Who fucking doesn't? But that's not the world we live in.
Yeah.
It's like morality versus reality.
Yeah. That's
And I think
it's a thing.
it was like naive to like it was naive, but it wasn't like it wasn't bad. I guess I was just younger, and it's like I had expectations of how I wanted the world to be, and maybe it overshadows like what your reality of the world is,
Yeah.
so that you don't actually see it like that. And again, maybe through white privilege, never having to have my life threatened all the time, right?
Yeah.
Because you have to understand, like, as stupid as like I find white privilege like a stupid thing,
Yeah. But it's a
like
thing.
it just sounds stupid, but it still is a thing.
Yeah.
I've never been like threatened by a gun before. I can't say that like for like some of my black friends that I actually know that have had a gun pulled on them.
Yeah. Yeah. It's dumb. It's funny because now I'm just thinking about like how long does it take to make a 3D printed gun? And
That fucked with you, huh?
yeah, no,
You're
no,
gonna
no,
think about that all the
no,
time.
because now I'm thinking like, so how long does it take to make a 3D printed gun, right?
Okay.
What is the material cost to make one 3D printed gun, and what are the odds that there are people just farming 3D printed guns right now?
The odds that they're being
It's high.
farmed
It's high.
is 100%. It's
Yeah,
dude.
for sure. Like, why would you not, right? Like, if you're one of those people that
Cause
think
look,
like that something's gonna happen, you could just have like a gun farm of plastic or whatever material gun, dude.
yeah, but that's one way of thinking about it, right? Now pretend me and you are drug lords who are already in this world selling guns, and we're just watching TV one day and we see a 3D printer. What's the first thing that's gonna come to our head?
True.
yo, I'm getting
3D
me a
printed
3D
weed.
printer right now. I'm gonna go hijack some programmer's life, and I'm gonna make
Yeah,
him make me a fucking gun. And then once this is done, I'm gonna mass produce these as
yeah,
best as I criminally can. Like this has to have already been a thing.
yeah. It sounds like a
Did
Batman villain.
a Batman villain?
Yeah,
3D the printer?
yeah. No, it sounds like some Two-Face shit, dude. Like his whole underground is just dudes with plastic guns that can fire off like one shot or something. But it's Two-Face, right? So it's a 50-50 whether the shot actually happens or just explodes in their hand.
Oh my god. That would be a good episode. That's crazy.
Yeah,
No, but dude, if these guns are made out of carbon, they're not gonna fucking break.
yeah, for sure. What's the cost on carbon, dude?
But the thing is that like the cost for them doesn't happen because these people who like have worked in like these ways of life, it's part of the system. It's part of the flow anyway. They get
Yeah,
their money through all of the like illegal drugs that are being sold, so they're always gonna have money because people are always buying shit that you shouldn't.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I know money is not a factor, but I'm just curious. Like, I'm curious on what the cost is to make an actual gun. Like, let's say a hand, like say a Glock or something.
I think that's something that we can Google
For sure,
without getting in trouble.
for sure.
What is the cost to manufacture a 9 millimeter?
Yeah, and like any gun.
Average cost to
Why
manufacture
is there a bug in here?
a 9 millimeter. How much does a bullet cost to manufacture by?
Do they 3D print the bullets too?
Yeah.
What?
Yes. Yeah, they do.
That's
Average cost to manufacture a gun. The cost of manufacturing firearms.
you know what a zip gun is?
A zip gun? No.
So like, way back in the day, probably like the 50s and stuff. Like people would just make like homemade guns. Like you know how people make like pipe bombs and stuff.
Yeah.
Like people would just make guns back then. So what's funny is I didn't know what a pipe gun was. Pipe gun. Wow. A zip gun was, but I watched like last year. I watched The Mask with Will, and
Oh my god.
after we watched The Mask, do you remember the song "Hey Pachucho"?
No. I don't.
Okay, I'll link it to you after, right? You'll know exactly what song it is. It's a song that starts with the drums, and he ends up dancing with Cameron Diaz to that song for like the first time. Anyways, the lyrics in the song say "grab my zip gun" and whatever something else. So I looked up what a zip gun was, and it's just homemade guns that'll fire like twice or something. But people have made them out of like combs and shit.
And what do they fire? What the
A
fuck
bullet?
are these?
I don't know. Are you looking up a zip gun?
Yeah. Like these look fucking ratchet. One of them's made out of like a bare knuckle brass knuckles.
Dude, it's literally like some um some Fallout shit.
Yeah, seriously.
Like straight
So that's
up.
a zip ring. That's sick.
Right? Like it's super cool. Like anything that you can use as a trigger, anything that you could use as like a projectile or something. But it's like cool. Like I'm looking at a picture of something that's literally just pipes.
Are they all duct taped together?
Yeah. Yeah, it's sick. Like stuff like that like that's cool. Extremely dangerous for sure, but really cool.
Oh yeah, I would never want to touch these.
Hell no.
So on average, depending on the firearm, they can cost anywhere from about $75,
For a
like
gun?
to manufacture, up to like 1,000. So 75 to like up to 1,000.
Okay, that's a very large margin.
Because if you want to make about like a small Glock, it only costs about $75 to manufacture, which means that the sell price, because they sell Glocks for like $500. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, that's
they
crazy.
make a large margin on Glocks. But if you wanted to manufacture, what's an MSRP?
What? That?
Multi-shot.
No, no, no. You mean MSRP is like
Oh, the
the
manufactured
price?
suggested retail price.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Um, Say okay.
Yeah, it's crazy. Because if you can make a gun yourself and then you can make bullets yourself,
Bullets. Most people are saying to manufacture it costs like nothing.
yeah, it costs nothing. I think bullets are like $1.
75 to 80 cents a round.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Depending on the round, obviously, but
Yeah.
yeah,
24 cents per round, 30 cents per round, $5 per clip. Yeah. So the bullet, the ammunition is nothing. It's the gun itself that seems to cost.
yeah,
But that makes sense that it would cost like $75 in material to make a Glock like that.
yeah, yeah,
And a
yeah.
Glock's like, you know. But then there's also the last thing I think like I'll just say for now is there's tons of fucking wildlife out there that you'll need a gun for at some point if like depending on where you live, you might have to actually like have a gun.
Like what? For like a mountain lion or something?
Like, yeah, exactly.
She's a bow and arrow, dude.
Okay. I mean,
Just kidding.
sure. But at the same time, like using a gun, especially like depending on where you live, if there's bears or shit like that, I think you should be able to have access to like some sort of like non like Duke Nukem firearm that you can use to protect you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think it's fair. I think the main argument is like assault rifles versus other guns, I guess. But
Cause like there's a difference between like assault rifles and the gun that they just banned in Canada from that shooting that happened in Nova Scotia.
I don't
Um,
know what gun it was.
I don't know what gun it was either, but it wasn't like an actual AR. It was just like it
No.
had like bursts on it or something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I think it's one of those things. It's like it depends on the fire rate. Like I don't know much about guns. I only hear like
I don't.
secondhand. So I think it has something to do with like fire rate, maybe.
It's possible. I'm not entirely sure.
But what's funny is I've had this conversation with people that know more about guns, and it's like they want to ban the actual gun that when you buy it, it's like automatic, like you can just hold down and spray. But
Yes.
but they don't want to they don't ban the modification of other guns that it's like super easy to do that. Because like there's other guns where you could just do like one mod and it makes it into an automatic rifle.
Want to ban that.
But I don't think there's talks of it. They just ban the straight up AR.
So you want to know another? There's a lot of stupidity about gun laws in the United States.
Yeah.
A lot of the states have silencers banned, right?
Yeah.
But they have them banned because they believe that like people with silencers have like an intent.
Why? I think silencers are cool. I would want a silencer because it sounds cool.
The reason why silencers were made was to muffle the sound of the gun so that
Yeah, yeah.
people who would have guns for long term didn't blow their ears.
Okay, that makes sense.
So what like a lot of people are saying is that all guns like should have silencers just for like the preservation of your eardrums.
Yeah.
But the government thinks that like, oh, if people have silencers, they're gonna, the murder rate's gonna go up because people have more like intent and more intentions to go out and get them to like kill someone as to where like they weren't available before.
Yeah, but the thing is, if somebody wants a silencer, they'll get it whether it's banned or not banned. Like it literally doesn't matter. That's
If they like really want it, for sure they'll get it.
so yeah. I just think the person that wants something enough to do something, I think like no matter what the factor is, they'll do it. Like the dudes like back in like the prohibition era when alcohol was banned or just out in the boonies making moonshine. Like if those dudes want to drink, like they're gonna find a way to do it, right?
100%.
Yeah, it's like you can apply that to everything. Like if you need or well, probably want something enough, I guess, like you'll get it. So regardless of if it's banned or not, like you're gonna it'll be harder, but you can still get it. Like it, it's like cliche, but everything has a price, and it like things don't just leave existence.
No.
It's like let's say even like some dude was on an assembly line that made silencers randomly, but he's like an old man. Let's say he's an old man now, but he still remembers how to make the silencer, and he has access to tools or whatever materials you need to make a silencer, but they're banned. Somebody will find the person that's worked there and be like, "I'll give you some obscene amount of money to make me a silencer."
Yeah, exactly. I
Yeah,
feel like a lot of apparently like there's a lot of technology that is like created and used for like dictators and like people of war and criminals, because what they will do is they will find people who are like scientists, or like you were saying, people who have skills for something
yeah,
that's no longer available. They'll hunt down someone who has what they're looking for and just get them to like make it for them.
yeah. That's it. Well, like an example from even like media, pretty much is like in The Walking Dead. Even though that show went to shit, one of the characters, Eugene, knew how to make bullets, and they were running out of bullets, and they came across a thing like an like a
Was it a mill or a press
yeah,
or whatever?
whatever that is, like a press that can make bullets, and he knew how to make bullets, right? So
Yeah,
like he's one person out of like however many people that are still alive that can actually make bullets. So like he's now an asset to somebody
big time.
because right. So like I think like he gets kidnapped or something too, and
Yeah,
forced to make bullets for somebody else, right? So like I know that's an unrealistic scenario, but that's just how life is, right? Like you could, dude. It's like the simplest thing. Like you could even relate it back to like fighting games. If somebody only one person knows how to do something, and I want to learn it enough, and that person is like,
you have to go to them.
yeah, you have to go to that one person, right? So like it's on like obviously a way later note, but like that person can teach you how to do something, and then it kind of like branches off into things. Or I mean, if you're just like a scumbag, and even like you said before, if there's like a drug dealer that found out about 3D printers, he can just like pay a programmer like a boatload of money to program like or make plans on how to make a gun, a 3D printed gun, and then he's just done with them because he doesn't need them anymore.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. I don't know how much longer you want to keep going, but this has actually been an hour and 51 minutes, and it hasn't felt like an hour and 51 minutes.
Oh damn, really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like 1 in the morning.
Oh shit.
Yeah, 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 I don't know.
I don't know how much longer you feel like staying up.
I mean, I'm probably gonna grind WoW after this for a little bit, regardless. But it's more like digestible for people, I guess,
Yeah,
because I could probably talk for 4 hours, but like,
easier.
what person is listening for 4 hours?
That's true.
Yeah.
Let me just see if there's anything that I actually super wanted to bring up.
Okay.
Hmm.
What was
The hell was
that?
that? That
Hello?
sounded like Sam's phone.
That was definitely from you and not me.
Not sure. Yeah, that was
Maybe.
from me. I really hope it doesn't rain tomorrow morning.
It's supposed to rain like all day.
I know, but I'm supposed to do kung fu tomorrow.
Outside?
In the park with my kung fu family, yeah.
Oh, okay. You got any other topics you want to talk about?
No, no, no,
We're
no,
good.
no, no, no. I mean, there was some that we can just save for next time.
Okay. I mean, I'm fine with that. I mean,
Yeah.
we can probably just do like another one. Either I don't know, whatever. We don't need to wait 2 weeks because I'm just chilling now. I don't really have much to do.
If there's time, like during this weekend at night,
I
probably.
could do Sunday
But
night.
I'm literally gonna be in the bush
Yeah, that's fine. When do you leave?
Monday morning.
Okay,
I
when?
want to have the weekend to just chill out, see the rest of my family
Yeah, yeah.
before I leave. And
When do you come back?
Thursday.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you want to hop on Sunday night, like I'm just going to hang out with Chelsea
Word.
on. Well,
Oh, I have to figure out when she's getting Frank. Like if she wants to take him Sunday night or Monday morning.
oh, she's babysitting Frank.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going over anymore. Imagine.
No, but what was actually dope was like the fact that we just talked about food for such a long time.
Yeah, I like how we didn't even factor in talking about food. Well, I mean, I didn't factor talking about food, but
Yeah, I didn't factor in any of that whatsoever, and like even the fact that like I like that your interests in food have like been peaked now.
yeah, food's pretty sick. I just need to not be lazy. Like that's just it.
If you think about it of like work too, it becomes easier because when you get better at making things, it you don't feel like it's like that hard
Yeah,
anymore. So the laziness kind of goes away, and you just like make awesome food and you bang it out quick.
yeah, makes sense. Makes
Like
sense.
what'll be fun for you eventually is you're gonna be like, I know you love tacos. You're gonna be like, yo, I want to have tacos tonight, but I don't want to make them the way I normally do. And like, if you have more experience with food, you can be like, yo, I'm gonna use this for the meat, this for the shell, and you just make your own like Jeremy Chipman taco.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, I already make tacos now because it's like it's a big baby. Like it's so easy to make.
But it
Yeah,
was like it was dope when I figured out how to make a black bean burger patties because I just used that and made everything. I made meatballs, I made like kebabs, but then I was like, "Yo, let me try to make it like into a mincemeat and just keep stirring it and breaking it up the entire time it cooks so that it just cooks that way." And then it became like a crumble and it was awesome. So I'm like, "Yo, let me have tacos like this." And it was actually
yeah,
like
those are
super
good.
amazing.
What was like
Black
the
bean tacos. I've made that for you before.
yeah, and they were like spicy too, right?
Yeah,
Oh, those are so good, dude.
they're really good.
Yeah, I don't really want to be talking about food at like 1 in the morning though. Like I'm actually hungry now.
I know.
And I'm not tired. I'm not tired, dude. After I fell asleep watching that '70s show,
Oh, that's probably what I'm gonna end up be doing now. You got me like on that trip.
dude. Eric Foreman.
Who is your favorite character in that show?
I don't know. Eric, maybe.
I like Eric. I like Fez. I like Hyde.
Yeah. I mean,
I like them all.
I
I
like
think
them
it's
all.
just the show.
It's just a good show. Honestly, I like Bargain Bob.
Oh my god. You would like the things he says.
It's so funny, dude. What do you mean?
Okay, wait. Here's like a better or maybe easier question. Do you have like a favorite guest character that's been on the show?
Guess. Let me think.
Tommy Chong doesn't count. He's like a
No, no.
regular.
Yeah, yeah. Who is a guest character? Because there isn't really many guests where I am so far.
Oh, you know who was my favorite? Francis from Malcolm in the Middle.
He's on the show.
Yeah, he has an episode.
Yeah, it's like
What's
later
his
on.
real name?
I like I like the episodes with like Red's mom in it because of like the dynamic with her and Kitty is super funny.
With wait, who and Kitty or Red?
Red's mom, because she's like a fucking hater and like hates Kitty, but Kitty has to like it's so funny.
Oh God.
My God, yeah. I mean,
Doesn't Midge come back in later episodes or something, dude?
yeah, she comes back for a bit, like further out, because like Bob and her get divorced or something.
Yeah.
I think I'm not at that point yet, but yeah,
She wants to like run away and be a hippie or something.
yeah.
Oh, you might want to go watch this. I just finished watching it during supper. Do you like watching the Screw Attack death battles?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't watched one in a very long time, but yes.
See, I like them so much because you get tons of lore, and I love lore, and then you get usually a sick fight.
True.
So I got a couple good ones I can share with you if you want, but the one I watched during supper today was Might Guy
Oh, God.
versus All Might.
Okay, does All Might not just win?
What is your predictions?
I would,
All Might versus Might Guy. Might Guy from Naruto. Do you want? Would you go and watch that? Like, do you want me to spoil it for you,
you
or
could spoil it. I don't care. Let me think though, because like, Are the gates stronger than anything All Might can do? Wait, are you caught up on My Hero Academia?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know if so I haven't watched the anime in a long time, so I don't want to say something that's a spoiler
Just for who? For me or other people?
for you. The other people, whatever.
Oh, wait. Because you read the manga.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, just tell me. I don't care. I don't know what I'm gonna go in
Isn't
and
isn't
again.
isn't All Might dead?
No, not for me.
Okay, I'm pretty sure he dies,
Yeah.
and then Deku has to like whatever. But like, I don't know. I really don't know. I would rather say Might Guy because I think Might Guy is cooler, and like All Might is cool in like the fatherly figure kind of way, but like he's also like a Poindexter.
Yeah.
Whereas like Mike Guy is like kind of a Poindexter, but he's really goofy. But he's also like broken, strong, and just cooler. So I don't know. I'll just say Mike Guy because I like him
They
better.
they they give it to Might Guy. He opens up the eighth and final gate and destroys All Might. Like he's in. Like he basically they made All Might look like what he did to Madara. Like when Madara was in half, and
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
like, "Well, if I wasn't who I am, that would have killed me." But then they make him like fall to the ground afterwards. So Might Guy wins the fight. But to win the fight, they say that he would have had to go.
Like he would have had to kill
Um,
himself, pretty much.
he would have had to go to the eighth gate.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That makes sense. I mean, this man literally ran on air.
That's the thing. They said that his punches, they were able to generate fireballs at the like
Yeah,
sixth gate, and that based on how fast he ran in the show and how distances that they would cover, that Might Guy in several of his states was always faster than All Might.
yeah, yeah. That makes sense.
The other dope ones that I have saved to my playlist in YouTube, I just have to watch, is Naruto versus Ichigo. This one I watched, and it's Gaara versus Toph from Avatar.
I don't know
Did
who that
you?
is. I didn't finish it. No.
Oh, Obi-Wan Kenobi versus Kakashi.
Okay, for sure Kakashi wins that.
No, they give it to Obi-Wan.
What?
Yeah, because Kakashi puts him into the Kamui,
Okay.
but he's able to get out because Jedi mind tricks. He knew that he was in a mind trick, so because he knew he was in a mind trick, he can get out of a mind trick.
Okay,
And then he just beat Kakashi with his lightsaber.
okay,
So
but
like,
wait. Was it Kakashi with just one eye?
no, he had one. Oh yeah, it was only one Sharingan, and he didn't have his
Susanoo?
version. He didn't have his own
Okay, if he
Susanoo.
had Susanoo, he would just win. I'm pretty sure.
I think they fucked up on that because generally Screw Attack gives the character their best form,
Yeah.
and they didn't give Kakashi Susanoo. So
Yeah, okay, that's dumb. That's scuffed.
I didn't watch this one yet, but I'm pretty sure Jiraiya's gonna win. But it's Master Roshi versus Jiraiya.
I would say Jiraiya. I mean, Master Roshi is just strong.
Yeah, but he did battle aliens in Dragon Ball Super, right? So I'm pretty sure they're gonna use that as some sort of evidence.
Yeah, okay, he fought aliens and then had to use a jar that failed.
Yeah.
Okay? And what does Jiraiya do? Just beats his ass, dude.
Yeah, and the last one that was super dope, but I already watched, was Aang versus Edward Elrico.
Okay. I have no idea who would win that because I don't know how strong Aang ends up being. I would assume broken, but
Aang is broken, and he beats Ed.
yeah, I mean, yeah, that's not surprising to me.
When you're in Avatar state, you're a cosmic being.
Okay, yeah, that makes
You
sense.
you transcend everything. You're, yeah. I don't want to spoil anything for you, but yeah,
Yeah.
you're basically like, yeah.
So I haven't watched this, and I knew it existed, but what you should watch is Guts versus Nightmare.
What is this? An AMV?
No, a death battle. Guts from Berserk versus Nightmare from Soul Calibur.
Oh, dude, that is perfect.
I'm gonna watch it after we're done this, and I'm just gonna call that Guts is gonna win, and I'm very biased, but I still think Guts will win.
There's another one. They also did Cloud versus Guts, but it's only the fight. It's not the lore breakdown.
Okay, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Cloud just wins that. I don't know.
See, oh, but
Spoilers.
Cloud has lost to Link.
What?
Did you know that Cloud loses to Link in the death battles? Like they
No.
made Link beat Cloud.
How does that make sense?
His Master Sword would have been strong enough to kill Cloud, and with the amount of tools and items that Link had, all of them being magical and everything, he always had an answer for everything that Cloud did because that's Link's like superpower in a sense. That Link always has an answer.
Okay.
I mean, if you think about it, it's not wrong. He's never been
No.
in a game that he hasn't beaten, right? Link
Yeah.
always.
No, I know. I don't know.
But that was how they like portrayed
Yeah,
Link
yeah, yeah.
as like basically a Batman.
Yeah, I mean, I love Link. Don't get me wrong. I like Link more than I like Cloud, but I don't know. I think
I still feel like he's a human, you know, kind of.
yeah, Cloud is just like he's broken.
Yeah, he's fucking
He
like
can just
I don't
move.
want to say he's a super soldier, right?
Yeah, like
Oh
he
wait, who would win in a fight versus like Cloud versus like Captain America? Probably still
Cloud,
Cloud, right? Because
Cloud
he fights things like the weapons and.
for sure. Cloud
Are you hyped to play the new like I guess Final Fantasy part is coming out?
in like 2 years from now, whenever it comes out.
Fuck.
Yeah, I guess I haven't put any thought into it after I beat the game. That was like months ago, April or something like that. But yes, I will be excited again when it when there's any semblance that it exists. Because I don't know if it exists or not.
That's true.
Yeah,
Damn son.
I don't know. Okay, this has been 2 hours and 5 minutes, dude.
Perfect. You can just hit it whenever.
Okay,
Oh, you know what's sick? We have a thumbnail.
true. Yeah, I gotta do that.
You gotta add that.
I will add the thumbnail somewhere. I don't know where. I'll add it on the YouTube channel.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
add it to the YouTube channel.
Yeah, I'll do that. Okay, I'm gonna hit stop recording. But yeah.
Yeah. Bye, friends.